Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. Hope you guys are ready for your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness. You may have noticed I'm a little bit extra. You wonder why I call it the Saturday morning cartoons? Well, the answer is because Wile E. Coyote is my spirit animal. Now, if you guys want to support the channel in a way beyond simply watching the videos, you can check out the merch store at TexGrebnerOutdoors.com, as well as stay up to date on all things Tex Grebner Outdoors, because you never know when YouTube is going to decide that it doesn't want to show you my videos in the subscription box. It's going to give you a hot link to the newest YouTube upload for this channel and take you right back here. If you guys want to interact or ask me questions dealing with my crippling cybersocial anxiety, you can do that at Tex Grebner Outdoors on Instagram, as well as the fact on Instagram you can stay up to date on this comedy of errors in real time. If you don't want to wait to figure stuff out, you can see it right there, right now. I bring you the reality of Illinois Archery season every year, and it's time for Illinois Archery season 2020, week number 4. Will this be the year, the week, that I break the whitetail curse? How many creative ways can I come up with to tell you that I got skunked? Well, been doing it for years, and I'm getting to the point of the season where I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated. Not quitting frustrated, but frustrated in the sense of trying to predict where the deer are going to be. I had about an hour of shooting light, and they'd picked the field behind this stand on the other side of the property line, so I figured there might be something coming through. Now, just because our harvest is pretty much wound down don't mean the work's done, because I got to spend most of my day fixing cattle fences. Of course, sun went down, nothing showed up. To everyone's surprise, especially my own, I actually got into my stand well before first light. Everything was perfect. The wind was right. I was set up on the funnel on the way up out of the ragweed field into the cornfield. Perfect. There was an energy to the air, also known as lightning. Now I'll sit through a rainstorm. I'll get struck by lightning to try and kill a deer, but I have to be very careful of my cameras, and it was blowing so hard that it was actually getting up underneath my camera protection, so I had to come out, dry everything out, go do my farm work, and come back in for an evening hunt. The wind had changed, so I was sitting in a different stand, and all I ended up seeing was a squirrel dragging around a fresh corn cob. If you guys want to show your support for Tex Grebner Outdoors and get a shipping discount all at the same time, check out ThreeRiversArchery.com for all your trad life supplies and use the code of Tex Grebner in your checkout. If it doesn't work, email Johnny Karch. He'll do it retroactively to your order. And if you're in the market for some high-end ammunition between .30-06 all the way up to .505 Gibbs, check out my friends at Aria Ballistic Engineering. They also have high-end shotgun ammunition for some really badass slug gun stuff. When I'm not hunting, I'm always thinking, plotting and scheming, going through scenarios in my head of how it would play out and alternate scenarios, because first of all, a deer's got to show up. It's got to come within range, and before it gets in my kill zone, I have to get my cameras on, get my bow in my hand, and get the bow back to my face, all without the deer noticing and running away. It's a real tall order. However, none of that matters if the deer doesn't show up. So when I'm not hunting, all I can think about is getting out hunting. And you're super excited, and then you crawl up there, 20 minutes goes by. First of all, you realize this plan probably isn't going to work like how you want, but also you're thinking, why the hell did I want to be out here? This ain't anything like TV shows and social media make it look. Well, I've got no delusions on how hard it is. The problem is my critics seem to have delusions about how easy it is. Cold front rolled through, 32 degrees, gray skies, snow flurry, perfect wind direction for this stand. Deer should be moving, and I'm sure they were moving somewhere, but not under my stand. It doesn't matter how perfect things are. Deer do what they're going to do. It doesn't matter how fancy your camouflage is. It doesn't matter how much you spent on your bow or your broadheads. It doesn't matter how much buck lure you've dumped on the ground, short of dumping buck lure on a corn pile, which we're not allowed to use bait in Illinois. So don't even try and compare your success to my failure if you've killed all your deer with mouthfuls of corn. If that's legal there, good for you. It's a different story in Illinois. So even if everything is perfect and you get excited, you can still come up empty-handed through no fault of your own. I pretty much didn't expect to get out today at all because I spent most of my day driving fence posts, stringing temporary electric fence wire, fixing barbed wire, putting cows out onto corn stubble for winter pasture so they can eat the shelled corn that didn't make it into the combine, and eat up the corn stalks and the grass around the field edges and fertilize the ground naturally. So, get out there. Everything's perfect. They're picking the corn at the top of the hill, so I'm thinking maybe it'll run some deer out across the creek. The field behind me is picked. There's enough leaves on the ground so that you've got a little bit of an early warning system, because let's face it, I've got to get 2 cameras on, get my bow in my hand, and be in position with the cameras and myself if a deer actually shows up. So, as much as I love it, it is kind of stressful. So you've got to be on your toes to make sure you're ready. So I'm having a hell of a fun time, but it's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. It's always a squirrel. It's never a deer when you hear it. The only time that you hear the deer is when it snort wheezes at you. So naturally, I'm peering around through the brush, having a heart attack, thinking, holy crap, it's the perfect night for it. It's going to be a deer. Just let me see one. Just whatever gods are listening, let me see a deer. Nope, it's a squirrel. It's like 5 squirrels. I could kill a whole bunch of squirrels. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode of Tex Grebner Outdoors Illinois Archery Season 2020. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please got my friends over at threeriversarchery.com. Thank you very much, those of you in law enforcement, you good cops out there, and those of you serving in the military ready to die for freedom anywhere. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.